Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is indeed good. We welcome you to the Spice of Life variety show, where certainly you are a very, very, very important person. We bid you greetings from the West Angeles Church of God in Christ, pastored by Bishop Charles Blake and Mrs. May L. Blake. And from all of us to each one of you, we want you to know that we love you. Grab your pen, your paper, because you will want to jot down our contact information at the very end. We welcome your prayer requests, your show comments, show suggestions. Just let us hear from you. We love you, and hang in there and have a wonderful, wonderful time as you sit and learn from the Spice of Life variety show. Well, certainly not a stranger to me or to you is the one and only Pamela Webb. She's here with us. And so, Pamela, how are you?
I'm great. How you doing, Dr. Lewis?
I'm doing great.
Wearing your paisley print.
What can I say?
You got it going on, girl.
Thank you.
Oh, we have a dynamic show.
I'm excited.
You know, we need to start taking the limits off of God.
Okay.
Just to see where God would take us.
Okay.
And the sky is the limit, okay?
Uh-huh.
And we have living proof right here. We're going to meet Captain Karen Parks.
Whoa, I am excited. Captain Parks, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much
Captain.
for having me.
Amen.
All
Welcome to our show. Meet Captain Karen Parks. Are you originally from California?
Yes, I am a native. And
Really?
there are not too many natives around.
This is true. This is
Yeah.
why this is really big news.
Right.
And you also, I understand, have someone look just like you. Is it?
I have an identical twin sister.
That's
I do.
amazing.
I do.
What is her name?
Sharon Shelton.
Okay, Sharon and Karen. Oh,
Right.
okay. Did people confuse you?
Oh, please. There are pictures that I look at when we were children that I have this scar that I got when I was 2 years old. And when I look at our pictures, our childhood pictures, I have to look for the scar.
You have to
see
look.
who I am.
Oh, you have to look.
Right. We looked exactly alike
Wow,
as
that's
young
amazing.
children.
That's
They wouldn't even put us in the same classrooms, the
Oh,
teachers.
wow.
Because it drove them crazy.
I can only imagine.
Right.
How would you describe yourself, Captain Parks?
I've been married for 19 years.
That's
I
a
have,
celebration.
Absolutely.
19
that's a
years. All
celebration.
right, yes.
Absolutely. Christian, put that at the top of the list.
All right. All right.
I have two children,
Okay.
14 and 11, and they keep me very, very busy.
I should say so.
Absolutely. My son just graduated from middle school, going on to high school.
Oh, my.
High school experiences.
So those are those teenage years that everyone tried to warn me about.
You're
that
here now.
I'm dealing with now. Yes.
Pamela and I are beyond those. Thank you, Jesus. We're beyond those years.
Well, you continue to pray for me.
In the name of the Lord, okay? That is great. And so, anything else you want to add to that?
I graduated from, I received my undergraduate degree at Long Beach State University.
Okay.
And I didn't choose a career in law enforcement, but I started a career with the Postal Service as a mail carrier. And it's a tough job, but if you like being outdoors, it's a challenging job and rewarding. I did that for 4 years, and I wanted to move up after I graduated. You know, you start with the post office, and you buy a car, and then you kind of just have to stay. But I saw an announcement for Postal Police, and a lot of people don't even know Postal Police exists.
Exactly.
You know, it's a very small department within the Postal Service. And I thought, wow, my husband had just been accepted as a LAPD officer.
Okay.
And my brother-in-law was an LAPD officer.
Wow.
So we have law enforcement in the family. And I thought, wow, this is exciting. And it's
Wow.
within the Postal Service.
Right.
So I joined the inspection service in 1989 as a postal police officer. And then I was promoted to sergeant in 1996. So I was on a detail as an acting lieutenant. And then I've been on a detail as acting captain for the last year. So it's been very rewarding and challenging, and I absolutely love it.
That is just absolutely, when we applaud
Yes,
you
yes,
for
yes,
a job well
yes.
done, because they certainly would not be promoting you if
Right.
you were not doing the job and doing it quite well. Well, do you see potential in any one of your two children joining mom and dad in the ranks?
Well, you know, in a major metro like Los Angeles, it really is tough. Law enforcement is tough. My husband's been on the department for over 19 years. I want my children to, you know, have exciting careers, and they have opportunities that my husband and I never really had. So I just one step at a time.
Right.
I wanted my son to do his very best, and my daughter in school, and go on to a good college, and choose an exciting career.
Well, you know what? Because back in the 60s, you know, when it was really prime time to say, kill the pig, down with the pig, and all like that, that's why now I take every opportunity to say thank you for being out there for us. Because, see, you all going to be the first one I call when I need help. And so I've learned to respect and appreciate so much because, you know, you didn't fly in, you know, you're not invincible. You know, only the grace of God keeps you. And so now, whenever I see a law enforcement personnel, I always say thank you because we really do appreciate the job that you do.
Absolutely.
You put your lives on the line.
Thank you for saying that because it takes a special person to armor yourself, the bulletproof vest, and to go out in the community and protect the community.
Especially now that no one respects you. You see what I'm saying? Before, here come the police, you know, people start running.
That's right.
But now, here come the police, not a problem. I can go face to face with you. And so, again, thank you so much for being out there. Pamela, anything you want to jump in?
Well, I just would like for our viewing audience and then young people to realize that you can promote. Look for those opportunities. Just don't be stagnant, but go for it. You have those bulletins.
Oh, absolutely. You know, there are days when I remember delivering the mail. I knew I wanted more, and I had received a BA degree, and you know, some people see the post office when you're delivering mail, sometimes you don't see all the possibilities out there. But if you work hard, and that's what I tell my children every day, you work hard. Again, I had never even heard of postal police, but I entered that department, and God has been good to me. But if you work hard, there are promotions in every department. And if there's not, then you decide what you could do to make yourself more marketable. You know, some of us, maybe college isn't for everybody, but there are certificate programs and other ventures that you could do to market yourself and make yourself, you know, the potential
is there
to improve yourself.
I may be having a senior moment, so forgive me if I did. Where'd you get your BA in?
My BA was in radio television.
Wait a minute now. And what field are you in now?
You know, when I went to college directly after high school, and for the first couple of years, I just took GEs. I really wasn't focused. I didn't know exactly what direction I wanted to go in. And then I saw people walking around the campus with you know, camcorders, and at that time it was Super 8 cameras. And I thought, wow, that looks fun. And it was. I directed and did some behind the screens things. I even DJ'd in college and that sort of thing.
Wow.
And it was very exciting, but that's the kind of field you really have to stay on top of. You really do. The technology has changed so much. Yeah, you know, again, I went to Long Beach State, and I had to go to LACC at the time that had better equipment. So although I was enrolled in a 4-year university, I actually went to a junior college.
On the other side of the world.
On the other side to get hands-on experience with state-of-the-art equipment. So again, when I came out of college, I had already been working for the Postal Service, and again, you buy that car and then the mortgage, and then you have a kid. So sometimes you do kind of get trapped into just that work life, and sometimes you do have to take a step back, which is one of the reasons why I'm in my graduate program now. You know, 9/11 changed a lot of things for this country, and emergency preparedness or security issues are really vital now. So I continue to make myself more marketable, which is why I want to obtain my BA degree. I'm sorry, my master's degree.
You gone, Captain Park. Well, that is just wonderful. You indicated in your intro that you are a Christian, so you are a Christian law enforcement.
Christian law enforcement, and I'm pleased that West Angeles does a law enforcement day every year.
Of course.
Because absolutely, law enforcement, it's a unique field, and it's good to know that you have Christian law enforcement. So when I put on, I don't just put my body armor. I put the armor of Jesus Christ every day when I walk out the door. Absolutely.
You know what, and I really do. I really look forward to that special day that we have at West Angeles, because it is an opportunity for law enforcement personnel to come from all over. And enough for us to be able to say thank you, or give a smile, or give a hug, you know. And it's just really, really a wonderful thing.
And you never know how many other law enforcement people are there. That's why I really enjoy that Law Enforcement Day. You look around Los Angeles and you go, wow.
Whoa, I am not alone here, huh?
Right, absolutely.
What would you reflect on as being maybe a couple of the highlight moments of your career?
I think that the most challenging things in my career, because of my children, there were a lot of things that my husband and I don't really seek because we're committed to bringing up our children. But there was a counselor position at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center in Glencoe, Georgia that always appealed to me, but I never put in for it because of my children. And I saw the announcement, and then I happened to mention it to my husband, and he said, I think you should put in for it. And it was a good time because it was summer, the kids were out of school, so my family all agreed to chip in, and they came, of course, to visit. But I had 48 students, and it was, I just experienced every emotional feeling that you could. I remember leaving to go, and my flight was delayed, so when I got to Glencoe, Georgia, it was my very first time in the South. I had never even been to the South.
Welcome to the heat.
I flew into Jacksonville, Florida, and I had an hour drive to my hotel. It was raining, it was dark, I didn't know where I was going. I was sobbing because my children had cried at the airport. And I'm driving emotional. I'm driving to my hotel saying, why did I put in for this detail? I just don't understand why I would do something like that. And then I remember the last day that I was on my way to the airport to leave, and I was saddened. I was excited to see my family, but I had so enjoyed the experience there. It's nothing like, molding and being a role model for new officers. And these were 48 officers from around the country, from every state that was there for a basic postal police course. And it was so gratifying to attend the graduation and see them graduate. So that was one of my big highlights in this career.
So now, are those locations all over, or only there in Georgia?
No, we have postal police in New York and San Francisco, New Orleans.
Okay, okay, all right then. Now, let me ask you this. What about, when we talk about postal law enforcement, why is there a need for your department in the U.S. Postal Inspection Service?
Well, when you look at the Postal Service, most people don't see it as a business, but it is a very large business. We have almost 500,000 employees that work for the Postal Service. So the Postal Police, we're the uniform branch of the Postal Inspection Service. Our job is to protect the mail, the postal property, and the postal employees and customers. The postal inspectors do more of the investigative work for the inspection service. Although it's a federal crime to bother or harass or threaten a mail carrier or a postal employee,
people must know this. I don't think people know that.
Times have changed where a lot of carriers are assaulted. Things are placed in mail receptacles or collection boxes that shouldn't be. The whole anthrax situation changed the way the mail system flowed. So our job is to make sure that you receive your mail safely. And the inspection service does a good job in doing that.
And evidently there is enough volume of crime that you're still in that position and that there's a department there.
Oh, absolutely. People have no idea, I think, all the areas that we're involved in. Even child pornography. The postal inspectors really do quite a bit in that area. I recommend that people go to the website, www.usps.com/postal inspectors. And you could really see, all the areas that we're involved in.
What can we as citizens or individuals do to maybe be safe when it comes to our postal interactions?
One of the things that I see a lot of people do still is put letters out for their mail carrier to pick up. That's one of the things you have to stop doing, because people are able to wash those checks. You write a check to your phone company and they wash it and make it out to somebody else, and they could cash those checks quite quickly. So place your mail in in collection boxes or take it to the post office. That's one of the big things you could do. Another big thing is, everybody wants to send a gift during the holiday season with a battery, because you don't want to break the kid's heart not having a battery.
Yeah.
But people put these batteries in the gifts, and then because the parcel is tossed around, the toy is turned on, and then what is that? It's a vibrating parcel, and everything kind of stops. So during the holiday season, we have a lot of that. It's okay to pack the batteries inside the parcel, but don't insert them inside the gift.
Wow. Okay. I remember a few years back, my mother had that experience where someone had confiscated several of her checks that she had outgoing mail, and they had washed it, and I mean, it was really a big deal because they had written the checks, for their own purposes.
Absolutely.
So it happens more often than what we realize.
Oh, absolutely. And identity theft is a big thing now. So you want to shred all your, these statements that you get in the mail and whatnot. You can't just throw those sort of things away now. You have to shred that kind of information. And don't give out information via the phone that you haven't called. In other words, if somebody calls you and they want a credit card number or your social security number, you have to be very careful with that information.
You certainly do. Now, so what would be the instance? Is your department directly contacted by us, the citizens, or internally? How does that work?
For a citizen on the street?
In other words, would there be a need for me, what would be the occasion, if there's such an occasion, for me as a citizen to contact you, your department, or we would not necessarily contact you directly? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, there are a variety of reasons why people call the inspection service. Sometimes their mail is forwarded. A lot of people do that, put in a forwarding address. You and her have had a dispute. She'll show you. She'll put in a forward address for you and have your mail sent halfway across the country. So you would definitely call the Postal Inspection Service for that. Or we send mail out our letters from the Inspection Service if we know that a carrier's mail has been stolen off of their route, and there are checks in that. They'll notify that area. But anytime you see anything suspicious at a postal facility, you should call the Postal Inspection Service.
So we can call directly if that's the case.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. What would you indicate would be maybe the personnel and the number of people that's working in that area of maybe in your division?
Well, currently now we have 55 postal police officers, and the postal inspectors, I believe we have over 200 postal inspectors for the Los Angeles division. When I say Los Angeles division, that includes Phoenix, San Diego, and I believe Las Vegas. So the Los Angeles division it covers other areas as well. So we have over 200 postal inspectors.
Wow, that is truly amazing. What would you recommend to someone that might be interested in getting into this profession? What would you say?
It's a good job. We do not currently have positions available for postal police, but they are accepting applications for postal inspectors. And the website that I listed before, if you go to the employment link, you'll see that you need a BA degree, or undergraduate degree for the position of postal inspector.
Okay. And go on.
But if you go to that USPS.com/postal inspector, and you'll see the employment link, and they are currently accepting applications for that position.
That's amazing, huh?
Right. Now, Dr. Lewis, your uncle was also involved.
It's really funny how we met. My uncle met no strangers, okay? And so he could talk to anybody, okay? And I believe that was the case because even though my uncle, who's now deceased, worked in the postal, he was a policeman in the postal service. I don't think him and Captain Parks really knew each other, but I think he must have stopped by your office and took up all day of your time.
The honest thing is, I never worked with him, but we had a postal police officer. I was a young supervisor at the time, and this supervisor, I just think when you work for an organization for 30 years plus, you should have a little celebration at your retirement. So I asked him if he wanted a party, and he said no. And I said, this was a good friend of your uncle. And he said, no. And I said, you know what? I just think it's a pity not to have a celebration. So I kind of twisted his arms. And he says, okay. Now, he worked the graveyard shift.
Okay.
So I gave him a party. Your uncle came, and they wouldn't leave. This party went on and on and on. And I go, for somebody who didn't want a party, I have to go. So that's the first time that I met your uncle. And then shortly before he passed, he came to the office and we sat down and talked for at least 2 hours.
I told you all her day.
So although I didn't work with him, I
you knew him,
everybody knew him.
And and we pay honor to Theo Amos. He was dedicated to his job. He did his job, and he was just a no nonsense kind of person.
Retired postal police officer.
Yes,
absolutely.
exactly.
And had retired, had a good life of retirement because he had been
in the military.
Retired for a number of years before he passed.
And then he also was in the military, and so he was just a really a service-minded individual in that regard. What are some of your hobbies? Are you always a policeman, or are you one of us? Do you have hobbies or what?
I do. This graduate program has me very, very busy. But my son plays basketball, and my daughter swims, and you're so focused on your children's activities. But I was at one of my son's games, and I was talking to a few of the other mothers, and it turns out that we all played basketball in our high school days. So we said, wow, let's get together and create a team. So we're all older now.
That's good.
So we get this team, and this guy agrees to coach us. So we thought it was going to be fun. He gets us in the gym, and he's making us work out and stuff, but it was really, really fun. That's been a couple years ago, but I still like to play basketball with my kids and sports and whatnot. Yeah.
Which high school do you hail from?
Kennedy High School in the San Fernando Valley.
Oh, okay. All right, then. I thought we were going to be rivals in the LA area. Because we were talking about Los Angeles, Manual Arts here. So for ours.
I have family members that went to Manual.
My goodness. Now, what would be your maybe final thoughts on what you want to say to us about you? First of all, about you, about your profession, and then maybe about our own knowledge and safety.
I just look forward to moving the postal police in a new direction. We're moving more to community policing. And it's a lot of work to do. We provide a real asset to the Postal Inspection Service, and I really look forward to that. It's been very, very challenging, this position, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about my graduate program that I'm enrolled in. I'm a member of ASIS, which is a security organization, and I hope to get certification within that organization. So I continue to better myself and seek other avenues to explore. So I'm excited about my future, really.
What's your children's take on the fact that mom and dad carry guns? I mean, are policemen.
Yeah, my husband is excellent. He does the career day at my children's school every year. And I think my kids get a real kick out of it. He walks around in his uniform, your dad's a police officer. So I think they appreciate it. We're tough on our kids, and they understand that. But I think our kids get a real kick out of it. They enjoy it.
Now, anyone else other than your brother-in-law in law enforcement, or your mom and your dad were there?
No, just my husband and brother-in-law.
Okay.
And that's enough.
I should say so. Now, is that your brother-in-law? So that would be his brother or your sister?
My sister's husband.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing.
You actually are twins, aren't you?
Well, not the twin sister, another sister.
Okay.
An older sister.
Okay. Wow, an older sister. Okay, I was just going to say, you two definitely are identical twins. Well, anything else, Pamela? It's time to ask Captain Parks while we have
it. It's just an honor for you to be in our presence, okay?
Well, I've really enjoyed it. You all made me feel very relaxed.
All right. A woman who loves the Lord.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's been a real pleasure. And I'm saying good things have happened since I've been in West Angeles. Good, positive things. Wonderful. Absolutely.
And how long have you been at West Angeles?
Well, I was one of the people that attend regularly. And then Blake said one day, if you just keep coming, come on up here and join us. You were one of them. So, I've only officially been a member a couple years now, but I consider myself a member member for like 10 years
Oh
now.
my goodness, yeah, you don't really want those kind of people.
I was one of those kind of people.
Well,
But I did my new membership class and everything. I'm a certified member of West End.
very, very good. Well, Captain Parks, again, it has been our pleasure, our honor to have you on today's show. Thank you for sharing your information. Thank you for sharing yourself, and just may God continue to bless you and protect you, and just thank you for being out there.
Thank you.
To you, our viewing audience, well, you've heard some tips, some safety tips, and so let's adhere to what Captain Parks has suggested and make our life a lot easier. Also, I just want to encourage you that when you see a law enforcement officer, you know, don't put them down and don't talk negatively, but give them some love, because not only me, you will be they will be the first person that you call also. And so give them some love. We all need to be encouraged. So from our hearts to your hearts, know that we love you and we bless you, and just continue to know that Jesus will make the difference in your life. Bye.